Welcome back, everybody. The Light Twins are a South African female contemporary gospel duo comprising of twin sisters Lesedi and Lebone Khunou. Formally formed in 2017, the Light Twins was launched into mainstream recognition following the release of their debut hit single, Ntshedisa. The twin sisters grew up in an intimate family of 4 in Alexandra, Johannesburg, and they join us this morning to share more on their music. Ladies, a very good morning. Thank you so much for joining us. Welcome.
Good morning. Thank you so much for having us.
Gosh, who is who here?
So I'm Lebone, she's Lesedi. Yes. Lebone Lesedi, yes.
Thank goodness you've got different hairstyles. At
You know
least I
what
can
I
tell you about. Just take us through how your musical journey started. What was happening at the time? What started with you?
So we obviously grew up in church, like a lot of gospel artists. We're actually Catholic,
Yes.
and our names meaning Lebone, being Lebone and Lesedi, they actually mean light.
Okay.
And so we have always been called to bring the light of Christ to others through our music.
Right.
And so we started on social media first, and people went crazy about our battles, about our voices, about us, and from then on it just grew from there.
Yeah. And why the name Light Twins?
Specifically for that reason, the fact that our mission number 1 is to bring the light of Christ to others through our music, but also because, our names is Lesedi and Lebone, so it was an obvious name choice for the group. Yeah.
Okay. And for most gospel artists, it all begins in church. So, there's different genres in gospel music. There's praise, there's worship. So how would you classify your genre?
So sorry, our genre, we would say that it's contemporary, actually, contemporary gospel, and that's the genre we go for.
And I think, sorry, just to add on that, I think the reason why we went to the contemporary route is because we've always been felt to bring the gospel outside of the church walls, to take it out into the streets, and you'll hear it in our sound. We don't do the typical gospel traditional route, but we package ourselves in a way that even people that listen to secular music can actually relate to our gospel.
Yeah.
What does the music do? Does it sort of heal? Does it inspire? Or does it simply, a feel-good kind of vibes?
I would say everything. I would say we've got music for the person that doesn't go to church. We've got music for the person that is in the church. It heals, it motivates, but more than anything, it brings light. I would say,
Yeah. And you released your debut album titled Filled with Hope on the 24th of June 2017, yeah? So how's that going?
So that's going pretty well. We were the Light, we called ourselves the Light in 2017, and we just rebranded ourselves to the Light Twins in 2020. But people relate to us in both names. But in terms of the Filled with Hope album that we released, people are going crazy for it. People are loving it,
Tell me, ladies, how do you juggle your 9-to-5 jobs? And I do understand you're also radio presenters as well.
We actually, yes. So we did do radio presenting for like a year or 2. And when it comes, but it was so hectic because we were doing the Light and then there was lockdown. So after that, we actually didn't continue with the radio presenting gig. But I would say that our 9-to-5 job, I think it's by the grace of God more than anything. I don't think we would be able to do this if it wasn't for God. And I know it sounds cliche for gospel artists to say that, but grace is actually quite real. And I think God gives you the energy to do what you do.
And also, I think also the lockdown came for us at a very critical moment because as 9-to-5ers, we used to go to the office every day. But because of lockdown, it allowed us to work from home. And that was a benefit for us because that meant we could push the music aspects, the music side of things. So now that we are now hybrid workers, we do both in the office, but it still works for us, So
works for you.
we say for us, COVID was,
it
really did,
Now, tell me something. There's this phenomenon that most gospel music, they don't actually preach the word, but they do it, on a commercial basis for commercial purposes. So where do you stand with regards to that?
I always say that we are the light on and off stage. So we will pray with the people. So we used to have like online prayer sessions. We used to have especially during the COVID time, we would read the Bible with people. Because, sometimes it's daunting to try and read the Bible alone. So we would take it on and say, okay, guys, let's all read the Bible together. And so I think for us, being the light is not just a musical thing. We've always been the light. We've always been the light of Christ. And even when we went to church, people would say to us, yes, see, whenever you guys are here, we can actually feel the Spirit of God. For some reason, people have always said, when you guys are around, we can actually feel the light.
Right.
And I think that's just what it is for us. We are the light wherever we go. It's not just about the music.
But and then back to what you're saying about artists who it's more of a commercial thing than actually preaching the word of God. It's sad for me rather to know that it's people use it to make money, because we are called as more than just money makers. You know, yes, there's money in the artistry point of view, but
and
at the
artistry
end,
to survive as well.
you know what I mean.
Yeah.
But it should be more than just the surviving aspect of things, but also the message of bringing God to the people, because that's our fundamental core for why we do what we do.
Got you.
Yeah.
So what you currently busy with?
Currently, we're pushing the brand. Currently, we're pushing the Light Twins. We do have music out, and we try to release as often as we can. With 2017 having been the last time we produced an album, but after the album, then we've released singles and singles and singles and singles, simply because we feel that an album is for where our brand is. We're not a known brand as yet. So I mean, and I say known as in I mean popular, like
a big brand.
You know what I mean? We're not ranked there.
It's okay to brag. God has blessed with the talent. Go on, brag.
You know, but we take out singles and singles, and just so we can introduce our brand to people in smaller doses. And yeah, so we're just busy with pushing the brand and pushing singles rather.
And right now we're actually, our diary is fully booked, especially for October.
Performances,
and
yeah.
I guess also for the remainder of the year. We're just booked doing performances, and I love the fact that we're going to be performing in secular spaces. So we're bringing the light into secular.
How do you feel about that?
I think it's amazing, because at the end of the day, that is our call to bring the gospel outside of the four walls of the church. So I'm
do you
loving
think the message will be received in the same way as in a Christian setting?
I think so, you know, because people grew up in church, and I think our call is those people that have strayed, I guess, from God, or that aren't feeling God anymore. I think that's our platform to then come say, don't forget, God is still around.
Yeah, and that's why we prayed to God about performing in circular spaces, because of the mere fact that we have said our mission, yes, we want to perform in the churches, but we also want to bring this light outside. So for us, it's an answered prayer to be given opportunities to perform in the circular spaces. Yeah.
Unfortunately, we're out of time, ladies. But thank you so much for joining us. How do your fans follow you?
We are on Instagram, we are on Twitter, we are on actually all social media platforms at The Light Twins. We're also on TikTok. So
ladies, great chatting to you. Thank you so much.
Thank you so
You're
much.
such a vibe, man. Like you've got so much presence. And yeah, I can feel the light. I can see the light.
I'm so glad. We're glad to hear that.
That's the whole point of having you here. In any case, all the best. Hey.
Thank you so much.
That was sisters Lesedi and Lebone Khunou, known in the music industry as the Light Twins, talking to us about their music career and future plans. This is Morning Live. Let's take a quick break.